Estamos na companhia do treinador Craig Smith, treinador da Universidade de Utah State, onde jogam os portugueses Neemias e Diogo Brito. Coach, it's a pleasure to have you here. Welcome to Portugal. Is it your first time here?
It's my first time and it's been amazing.
What is a basketball coach that works in the University of Utah State, back in Logan, the state of Utah, doing in Portugal these days?
Well, I'm very proud to coach the only two Division I basketball players in America that are from Portugal, in Neemias and Diogo Brito. See if I can roll those R's. But you know, those two are amazing young men. Obviously, they're very, very talented players. And when we learned that Neemias was going to be playing with the U20s and Portugal was the host country, I felt it was really important for me to be here to support him. I can't wait to meet his mom in the next 30 minutes or so. Had a wonderful dinner a couple nights ago with Diogo's parents and his brother and Neemias. The people in Portugal have been absolutely amazing, and I can't wait to bring my family here on a family vacation sometime in the near future.
You're welcome with your family. I've seen you in yesterday's game. You were pretty pumped about the Portuguese national team.
It was awesome. They played great basketball. Neemias, though, couldn't stay out of foul trouble. I was like, some things never change, Neemias. No, we like to give each other a hard time. He's such a great person. It's been fun to see how much he's really improved in the last year. You know, where you think about where he was a year ago to where he is today, it's really quite remarkable how far he's come. But what an amazing atmosphere in this arena and this facility. The cheers and the chants and the camaraderie and the pride and the passion. It's very easy to feel that. Coming all the way from Utah, it's easy to feel that. And so, you know, it's always about the spirit and atmosphere, and certainly you guys have that in Portugal.
I saw in USU basketball social media that the other guys on the team were watching the game.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. You know, we have a very tight-knit group. You know, a lot of programs say they're family, but it can be, you know, not necessarily that way. You know, I've been coaching for 23 years, and last year, I don't recall being a part, and I've been on really good teams and really close teams, but the chemistry that we had, the camaraderie that we had within our program was tremendous. So for the guys to get together, you know, if they could be here, they would all be here to support Neemias, but that's just not realistic. So they're in summer school, they're going through workouts. Our guys got done with their workouts yesterday, and they all gathered in our locker room, and were able to watch the game on the big screen. So that was pretty cool and a pretty neat thing to do.
And last year you had an amazing year. You guys were projected to finish 9th in the regular season, and you were champions, as everybody knows. So talk to me about last season. What were the reasons for all that success, and about the impact of both Neemias and Diogo in the success of your team?
Yeah, that's a great question. You know, we really came out of nowhere. It was definitely a historic season, you know, when you look at the context of it. And Utah State has a rich tradition of excellence. We had kind of struggled for some time in the Mountain West, but to go 28-7, we'd won 17 of our last 19 games, I believe. And certainly our chemistry was huge. We really improved on the defensive end. And a big reason why is these horns are crazy in here. I love it. But a big reason we were so good defensively, certainly we had Neemias. Neemias was the Defensive Player of the Year in the Mountain West Conference. As a true freshman, that's very difficult to do. But he really anchored us, protecting the rim, blocking shots, and he loves doing this too, of course. But and then Diogo is so instinctive. He's got really good instincts. He's always one step ahead, and he's got super quick hands. I love guys that can tip and deflect, and he does that as well as anybody I've ever coached. So they were a huge reason that way. And then, you know, Neemias, like I said, Neemias can really pass the ball. Obviously, anchored us inside, finishing plays around the basket, shot right at around 60%, which is a great number. And he just really knows how to play. And Diogo struggled some early with our new style, and he was hurt. But boy, when he figured it out in January, February, and March, that's when we really, really took off. So those two are major contributors. You know, we were picked 9th, but polls don't mean you're going to finish in that spot, but it surely does show you the respect that your program has. And so, this year, a lot of people have us projected in the top 25 and winning it, but again, that stuff doesn't mean anything. You got to go earn that. And so our guys are chomping at the bit, and we can't wait to get going.
Okay, let's talk a little bit more about Neemias' freshman year. Talk to me about the difference between Neemi from the first practice in USU and the Neemi you saw yesterday here for the Portuguese national team.
Well, he's definitely gotten bigger, way more assertive, especially, down low. He can score it a lot better than people think. But more than anything, the speed of the game has slowed down, and then he's got a lot more confidence. He finishes around the basket much better with both hands, especially his left hand. He wasn't able to do some of that stuff when he first got to campus last year. His footwork, I feel like, has really improved. There's still some things he's got to get better. He talks like crazy and I don't mean like trash talking, although he'll do a little bit of that.
He does it. He does
a little bit of that, but he communicates so well defensively, and so just letting the game come to him, with the game slowing down, he just makes the simple play more often. Sometimes young guys and inexperienced guys think they got to hit a home run every time, and it's okay to get a single or a double and just make the simple play. So in terms of his impact on our program, it's not often you have a true freshman that comes in as the defensive player of the year. It's not often that you have a true freshman that comes in and his peers, meaning other players in our league and the coaches in our league, along with the media, recognize him as one of the top players in our conference, and he was on the All Mountain West team this year as a true freshman. So he had a phenomenal season, but by no means is he satisfied. He's such a driven person. He has high expectations. Certainly, if you'd have said a year ago that he was going to be, on the fringe of being an NBA draft pick, I'm not sure everyone would have believed that. But that just tells you he has great teammates. I think I love our coaching staff. And then he's a very, very determined individual that's in the gym all the time. And going through that last year, that process, and going through the NBA draft process, I think he's learned a lot about himself and truly understands what he needs to go to accomplish all his hopes and dreams.
With 1 year of the NCAA in his legs and being the defensive player of the year, is that a relief for you? Do you feel you can say to your wing players, yeah, take some risks, do it, because you have the guy, the anchor in the back?
Yeah, I mean, we kind of are who we are. We were very good defensively last year. We were one of the top. Since 2002, only 4 programs have finished in the top 5 in defensive rebounding and 2-point field goal defense. And one of those 4 teams was last year's Utah State basketball team. And I think, and that's a combination of our guys being very cerebral. Our guys do a great job of following scouting reports and bought in. But certainly, I think as a teammate at Neemias, we don't want our guys just taking unnecessary risks. We want to be sound and build a wall. At the same time, they always know, as long as he's not in foul trouble, that they got the big fella back there that's really going to protect the rim. And I think he gives our guys a lot of confidence on that end of the floor when he's in the game.
You said it before, you guys are projected top 25 by some polls. So that's a big responsibility for you. Probably media, the fans are hoping you to be champions again. You were able to keep Sam Merrill. Neemias got 1 year in his legs. You added a couple of guys. So what do you expect your team to? What are your goals for this season?
That's a great question. It's really interesting. It hit me about 2 weeks ago. Although we did what we did last year, we got a lot of new faces. So we have 15 guys currently on our roster, 8 returners. Of those 8 returners, 2 of them had torn ACLs. So really, we only returned 6 guys that played any kind of minutes. Now, those 6 guys played a lot of minutes for us and give us great experience. And we added 7 new players to our program. So anytime you have an influx of that many new players, your chemistry is different and role definition can become different. So, we're just starting our individual workouts about 3 weeks ago. So we're learning our new guys and what they do well and maybe what some of their areas of improvement are, and then it's up to us as coaches to try to put our guys in a position to succeed. In terms of the polls and all that stuff, you know, those things, like I just said, tell you about the respect you've earned, but it doesn't mean anything. Like, it's exciting for the fans to see, it's exciting for everybody to talk about, and I get that. And I'd rather have those expectations than our expectations last year.
You'd rather have pressure?
Yeah, absolutely. Pressure's a privilege. And so we want to have that, and that's what we're here for. And, you know, as exciting as a year as it was last year, and as great as a year as it was in a historical context, you know, our guys left the season at the end with a lot of bitterness. The way we lost in the NCAA tournament game, our guys didn't deal with that very well, and that's a good thing. That tells you we have a group of highly competitive people, and that's what allowed us to do something that nobody thought we could accomplish last year. So, you know, we'll let that stuff take care of itself. It's a big process ahead of us, but we're excited for the challenge coming up.
Let's talk a little bit about Diogo too. He's going to his senior year. I talked to him earlier this summer. He said that after his senior year, maybe he'll try summer league in the NBA. He'll try to do that, but probably he's thinking about coming to Europe, play professionally. What do you expect from Diogo this year, with all that role rearrangement? And after the university, what do you expect Diogo to achieve in his professional career?
Well, I wish we had a crystal ball and we could see, like, you know, what's going to happen in 1 year, 9 months, 6 months. Unfortunately, we don't have that. But Diogo really, really improved last year. Where he was, again, a year ago today to where he is now, it's not even close. And Diogo is one of the hardest working young men I've ever been around. And he really was struggling for a while with some things, different style of play, new coaching staff, new teammates. But I would walk into the office in our practice facility, and there would always be one constant: Diogo Brito shooting on the shooting machine. He was in there all the time. And I kept telling our staff, like, when somebody works that hard and that diligent, even though they're going through some tough times right now, they're going to figure it out. And he really figured it out, I thought, mid-January last year, and that's when we took off. And so Diogo is just such a unique player. I love guys like him because he does it all. He's a stat stuffer. You know, I remember his first double-double. He had 11 points, 11 rebounds against Weber State. He got another one later in the year, and to me, he's like a triple-double guy. Like, any given night, he can get, you know, 17 points, 11 rebounds, and 10 assists. And maybe it's not all double, but maybe it's on average 6 rebounds, 6 assists, and 14 points. Like, that's something that's very difficult to do, but he has that ability to do that. He's so instinctive and incredibly cerebral. Like, there's times we're coming to the timeout, he's like, "Coach, I think we need to do that. What do you think about doing this?" And I'm like, let's try it. And then it works. And I'm like, I think he needs to take over coaching the team. No, but he's a great person. He's gonna make money playing basketball at some point. You know, where that's at, nobody knows. But I know this, the one thing you can always count on with Diogo, he's an unbelievable teammate, he's very humble, and he's gonna show up every day ready to go. He's got pride and passion. And when you have pride and passion, the sky's the limit.
On your goals lists for this season, the tournament, the March Madness, is it there?
Oh yeah, every year. Our goal, people looked at us like we were crazy last year because all we talked about is, let's get to the NCAA, let's win our conference. Can you hear me? I'm a loud talker. Let's win the regular season championship. Let's win the postseason tournament. Let's get to the NCAA tournament, and let's win when we get there. And that's our goal every year, despite what the outside expectations are. It doesn't matter. That's our goal: get the NCAA tournament and win when we get there. And that's what we're driven by right now.
Coach, you have a whole country supporting you, so
listen to this.
Portugal
right now.
is
awesome.
with you, also with Utah State University. Thank you for your time, and I hope you enjoy your time here.
Thank you very much, Ricardo. It's great to be here. Look at this amazing atmosphere right now. Basketball's in a great place in Portugal.
Thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate you having me.